Hi, I'm Trey Jones from the Mighty Empire and creator of the Battle of Hoth. It got a lot of views and a lot of people were really interested in how I made it, so I thought I would make a behind the scenes video just to show how I did the general effects as well as the equipment that I used. So let's start with equipment. I used, for my camera, my iPhone. Now, any smartphone will do as long as it has a camera and an app store. I used an app called Stop Motion Studio Pro. There are two versions. A free version allows you to make the animation at a very general and basic state, and the paid version, which is $5, gives you a couple technical additions. And if you don't want to spend an extra $5, then I wouldn't recommend grabbing it. Now, when it comes to editing software, I used iMovie. This allowed me to paste my clips out of order, so that I could use one set and film everything I needed to do right there, and then put it together in order in post. And due to this process, I was able to use the same trench set for about 80% of the film, so it could focus more on the animation and less on the set building. I used green screen effects for pretty much the entirety of the film, but I think that ultimately you could really tell based on the wrinkles and the creases that it was fake. The biggest part was the flying scenes, which I did by attaching Lego supports on the speeders wrapped in green paper. Those shots didn't really look that good in my opinion, mostly because I was just moving the ship up and down, so it felt pretty wobbly. There wasn't any real motion to the ships as they were flying by. But I think the biggest problem here was that the green screen simply was not ironed. I mean, look at all the wrinkles in this thing. The AT-AT was a part of the film that I was very proud of because I think it looked pretty smooth. I redesigned the walker's legs to move more fluidly. That way I could make the animation look even better. And as you can see, not only is it viscerally destroyed, but it's also kind of wobbly. Now, I used what is known as a Lazy Susan, which can spin, and your grandma probably puts her pills on one of these things, and I taped the walker's feet to this thing so it would spin around. But, as you can see, yeah, that didn't really work out. But I ended up using stop motion instead to do the same exact movement, and I think it turned out pretty good. Now, the ATST scenes were pretty much the same. I put some putty on the bottom of the feet so that it would stick to the ground, and gave it an advanced design for the legs so that they would move more smoothly than the pretty much rock-hard original model of the 2007 ATST. Most of the time the ATST was on screen. It wouldn't walk, simply because it was a little difficult to animate its legs without it falling over. The less it walked, the better. The lasers in this movie were pretty simple. I took the red, translucent, spring-loaded shooter lasers, then I would place them and animate them frame by frame onto the gun that the character was using. Then I would simply shine a light onto them to give them more of a glow. When it came to the explosions in the stop motion, I had a similar approach to how I used the lasers. I used cotton balls to simulate smoke and debris, and a flashlight to make a big flash for the boom. Frame by frame, I would move each of the cotton balls apart, and I think the final product was pretty satisfactory. I arranged all the sounds of their clips on iMovie, and it definitely could have been better, but I think it turned out pretty good. This film took me a year to make, with constant script rewrites and a constant need for more Legos. The original script from the movie was even going to be twice as long as the version that I made. It would have followed the main characters as they retreated into Echo Base, and their survival from there on out. But I ultimately thought it was a little too ambitious. That story could, however, be saved for a future continuation project. I would also work to get better audio quality for the voice actors, more consistent. But other than that, the main thing that I thought the movie really was lacking was a soundtrack. which I believe was a complaint that came up several times in the comments section. As you can see with the sudden change in video quality, I have gotten a new camera, the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I hope to use this camera as a stepping stone into a new future of movie making. A little more stop motion, and definitely some live action. I would hope that you should like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you want to do to join the ride with me and support me on this journey. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm Trey Jones from the Mighty Empire. Thank you for watching. Also, please, if you would like me to do another video, more in-depth tutorial on how to make a stop motion film, please comment. Thanks.